Declutter Beauty Ravers, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Raven, and this is where I like to rave about beauty. If you would ever so kindly hit that like and subscribe button to become part of my little family here on YouTube, it means so much to me. Now without further ado, let's jump on into the video. Hi guys, today we are decluttering my blushes and my bronzers. We will also be going over my entire collection of my blushes and my bronzers. So let's jump right into it. So I pretty much have my entire blush and bronzer collection inside of this box right here. And I have no idea how many blushes or bronzers I have. I haven't counted them in over a year. Well over a year. So how I want to do this is I want to guess how many I have of each category, and then I will count and tell you how many I actually have, and then we will start the decluttering process. And I will give you a goal estimate of how many I want to declutter. So let's get right on into it, and I want to start off with my blushes. Oh, this is hard. I haven't, like I said, I haven't counted any of my makeup actually, not just this, but any of my makeup in well over a year. So I don't know how many blushes I have. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna say 10 blushes altogether. I'm going to really quickly go count them, and I will tell you what I actually have. Alright guys, so I was very wrong. I actually have 18 blushes altogether. That's a lot of blush. So I would like to get that down a little bit. My goal to declutter today is 6. I'm gonna say 6. I don't know. Is that a lie? I feel like I'm gonna miss them. Oh my god. All of my makeup is like my children. Like they're literally my babies. So this is hard for me, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna say 6. Okay. Now let's go through them. So the first thing I have here is this Phase Zero palette. And this technically has a bronzer in it and 2 blushes. That's what they look like. This is a pretty nice palette. I will say I am definitely going to keep this. I got it in a BoxyCharm. I think this retails for like $30. I would never spend $30 on this, but it is really nice and I will continue using it. Next I have this one from Ulta Beauty. This is just their little blush palette. I do think I'm gonna let this one go. This was actually pretty cute for its time. I've had this for about 2-3 years now, so I think it is time for me to declutter this one, but it was pretty cute for its time. Next we have the oldest blush in my entire collection, and that is the Tarte Blush. This is in the shade Quirky. This is like 3 years old, but I still like this one quite a bit, honestly. It does have a pretty color to it, but I really do like this. I still use it, so I am going to keep it. The next blush I have here is my Laura Geller, and this is in the shade Rosebud. I love this blush. This one's fairly new to my collection, and I really just enjoy this blush. I think it's a very pretty rose color. It's a very pretty color, and this one is more pigmented, and I honestly have learned to love a pigmented blush. So I'm definitely keeping this one. Next I have my KVD Vegan Beauty Crush On Blush little palette. This is technically a highlighter with a blush because it comes with the shade Gamma Ray and Nova. Nova is the blush and Gamma Ray is the highlighter. It's funny because I actually own a full-size version of Gamma Ray. Yeah, I didn't think that one through. This is what this one looks like, and I actually do like this one quite a bit, so I will be keeping this as well. Next I have my Ciate London Marbled Light in the shade Dusk. I honestly really do like this blush, guys. I don't know, it's very subtle, so when I'm not feeling a heavy blush day, I feel like it's pretty good. I need it. I don't know. I'm going to keep it for now. I'm not sure how long I will actually hold on to this though, so it might not survive the next declutter, but for now, I think I'm still enjoying it enough to keep it. Next, I have a blush that I don't think I've ever actually used, and this is from The Balm. This is the Will Powder Blush Worth the Wait. I think it's, yeah, that's the shade, right? Worth the Wait. Again, I've never used this. Honestly, I just think it's because of the packaging. It's a little bit hard for me to remember to use because it is so tiny. It gets lost in my drawer and I just forget about it, honestly. But it's more of a blush topper, if anything. It's kind of sparkly, which I don't mind. I like a blush topper, don't get me wrong. It's just not something I reach for, and I don't really know why because it is kind of pretty. I don't know. Should I keep it? I don't use it. I'm going to declutter it. So the next one I have is from Girl Actic. This is their Skin Glow in the shade Moonlight. I like this. This is actually a cream blush, and I'm not huge on cream products in general when it comes to blush, bronzer, contour. I like powders more, but this is a cream blush that I actually use quite a bit and I really do enjoy. And I'm trying to get more into cream products because a part of me feels like I just don't use them enough to know if I like them, and therefore think that I do not. So I want to use more cream products this coming year, and this is one that I genuinely do grab for. There's the one, it's pretty sheer, but it's got this really dewy finish, and do you see the shine? It's so pretty. And then this is the other one. Again, pretty sheer, but it's so dewy. I really enjoy these. They make the skin look wet and radiant. I really do love this little duo, so I am definitely keeping it. Next, I have a very new palette to my collection, and this is the Beautē Blushed in Paradise. I'm so excited that I now have this one because I have the Bronzed in Paradise, and it is literally my favorite bronzer. So I wanted the blush because I knew I loved the bronzers, and I'm so glad I have it because it's what I'm wearing today. It's beautiful. I love it just as much as I thought I would. It comes with all four of these beautiful shades, and they're divine. I have the darkest one on today. I was afraid it'd be too dark, but when you sheer it out, it actually looks very flattering on the skin. These are beautiful, guys. They're so soft, so creamy, so buttery. They glide onto the skin with barely any effort at all. They don't get patchy. They just melt into your skin like it's supposed to, and I absolutely love it. I am definitely keeping this palette. Next, I have a palette that's pretty new to my collection as well, and this is the Kab Cosmetics, or is it Kab Cosmetics? I'm honestly not sure. You have three beautiful shades that are a cream to powder finish, is what I would call them. I'm not really sure what they're labeled as, but they literally feel like cream. But then when you apply them, they apply like a powder. Like, I need to know the science behind it. I'm intrigued. It's amazing how it works. I'm confused, but I'm intrigued. This is the palette, and I really do enjoy this. I'm definitely keeping this one as well. Next, I have a palette that I actually found at Marshall's the other day, and I am so happy that I did. It is the Wava Opulence palette, and I love Wava, but can we talk about that $4.99 price range? How can I say no to that? I couldn't, so I bought it. But I love Wava. They are a German indie brand, and this palette I've actually been wanting for quite some time. I haven't used the lightest one in the palette yet, but I used the other two, and I really do enjoy this palette so far. I'm definitely keeping it. Next, I have my favorite blush palette, and that is my BH Cosmetics Chocolate Orange Truffle. This thing is so good. I mentioned this in my 2020 favorites. If you haven't seen that video, please do check it out. I'll link it down below. But this palette is just so cute. I think all four shades are beautiful. I will say that the top two are kind of similar on the face, and the bottom two are a little bit similar, but they don't sell them as singles, so I picked up the palette. I'm not mad at it. If I could buy it in a single, though, I would buy the darkest orange in the palette. It's the one I use the most, but I love them all. They don't swatch the best, but I promise you on the face, they look amazing. So yeah, definitely this palette is going nowhere. Next, I have this palette from e.l.f., and this is a blush palette in the style Light. I think they have a dark one, but I have light because I am a ghost, so you know. This is what it looks like. This palette is actually really nice for that price range. I don't use it all that often, so I'm kind of on the fence, but I do love these swatches, and I do remember liking it when I use it. So I don't know if I should keep it or not. I'm going to put this in a maybe pile because I don't know if I need to keep it, but I also do enjoy it, so I don't know. I really do enjoy most of the things I'm talking about today. I'll let you know if I don't like them, but if I'm decluttering it, it doesn't necessarily mean that I don't like it. It just means that it's not getting the love that I know it deserves, and I don't like watching my products go to waste. The next thing I have is also from e.l.f., and this is brand new. I haven't opened this. However, it's not brand new, actually. I've had this for quite some time. I actually have this already. This is their cream blush palette in the shade Soft. I have this somewhere. I don't know why I have two. I can't remember how that happened. But I'm definitely going to give this to a friend or family member because it's unused. Next, I have my Milani Baked Blush, and this is in Dulce Pink. And this blush, oh, I love this blush. Okay, so everybody talks about these baked blushes from Milani, and for good reason. If you haven't tried it, I definitely recommend it. I believe it's like $9. You can't beat this. It's so good. It's kind of sheer. You have to build it up, so the swatch kind of doesn't do it justice. But realistically, it's shiny on the cheeks, but in a good way. It makes your cheeks look very radiant. Something about it just makes it look flushed in the best way. And I really can't describe it, but something about that baked formula really does make a whole difference, and I love it. So I'm definitely not getting rid of this one. Next, they have another one from the Kab Cosmetics. This is old, so the packaging looks very rough. This is actually like an eyeshadow or blush is what it says. That's what it's labeled as. This is in the shade Bare Minimum. It's kind of basically exactly what it is. It is Bare Minimum. I don't grab for this. Again, it gets lost in my drawer, and it's also just, I have a lot like it. It's not very revolutionary. It's not something I need in my collection. It's not a bad blush, but it's just not something I need in my collection. So I will be decluttering this one. Next, they have a blush that I honestly like a lot more than I thought I was going to, and that is the Essence blush. This is in the shade Bespoke. I didn't expect to love the Essence blush as much as I do. I think I'm going to have to try more from them because I really do enjoy how this looks on my skin. That is just so pretty. It's kind of luminous. I just really like how it sits on the skin, and I'm not getting rid of it. I have a cream blush from Space Case. This is in the shade Cosmic Gangster. And you're gonna think something happened here. You're gonna think I hit pan, because somebody did, but it wasn't me. It was my mom. This was actually my mom's blush, and this is a cream blush. I don't use this all that often, but I'm not getting rid of it for nostalgia purposes. It reminds me of my mom because she used to love this blush. She wore it all the time. It is a pretty pink blush, but it's just not something I grab for all that often, but I am going to keep it because it reminds me of her. Okay, I'm allowed to have nostalgic makeup in my collection if I want to. There's no rules against it. I feel a little bit guilty, I'll be honest, but it's my makeup. It's my blush. I'm keeping it, okay? I'm keeping it. And then I have another one that was also my mom's. It's from Kab Cosmetics, not to be confused with Kaleidos Makeup, completely different brand. It is their blush in the shade Prom Queen. I want to show it to you guys, but I also shattered it, so I need to repress it. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what it looks like. Yeah, it's falling out, okay? This is a bad idea. I'm not swatching it. We're putting her away before I break her even more. But I'm also keeping that one. So back to the palette that we haven't decided on. Do I keep it or do I let it go? I honestly don't know. Alright guys, so out of the 19 blushes that I now have 14, which is 5 less. I wanted to declutter 6. I think I did pretty well on that. I didn't hit my goal, but I was pretty close to it, so I'm not mad about it. Now let's go through my bronzers. My bronzers I feel like will be easier because I don't think I have a lot of those, but let me guess. I'm gonna try and imagine all of my bronzers as if they're not right in front of me, because they are. But I'm not counting them. I'm also including my contours in this category because I don't have very many contours. I'm going to say 6. I'm going to say that I have 6 bronzers. Alright, now I'm going to count them and I'll let you know how many I actually have. I was so close, guys. I have 7. Decluttering. What is my goal? I don't really know because I don't have very many. I don't think that that's a bad number. It's probably more than the average person needs, but I'm not average. No, it's just because I do YouTube and I feel like inclined to switch it up a bit every now and then, although I never do. I only use the Ace Beautē Bronzed in Paradise. I don't really need anything else, but it's hard for me. I'm going to try and declutter 2. That's a lot. Honestly, for me, that's a lot. So, let's do it. The first one we have here is my Lorac Hustle and Glow palette. This is technically a highlighting and bronzer palette, and I'm going to be honest with you. It's Lorac, and I'm not blown away. Okay? And that's not acceptable because they're not cheap. So, I'm a little upset. I'll be honest. But I will say that this was affordable for me because I got it at Marshall's. So, in a way, I'm not that mad. And then also another way, that's maybe why it was at Marshall's. So, sometimes you'll find steals there. Other times, it's there for a good reason. So one of the bronzers. And it's not even that they're bad. Like, honestly, I don't know why I don't like this. Because it's not bad. Just kind of boring. I really don't like the highlighters They're just very subtle in my opinion. There's not enough shine to them, and the bronzers just don't make my skin look like I'm glowing, and that's what I like from a bronzer. Even if it's matte, it needs to be radiant and melt into my skin, and I just don't think I get this with this one. I'm probably gonna declutter this one, honestly. It's not bad, I just have better. Next, I have something I know I'm decluttering. This is the City Color Contour Palette. Oh snap, that means I already met the 2. Ah, okay. The only reason I'm decluttering this is because I've had it literally forever. Also, I never used this as a bronzer. I used to use this to do my brows, actually. That's what the palette looks like. I honestly have had this for so many years. I might just trash this one, honestly. It's very old and it's probably not good anymore. It's also starting to smell kind of funny, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna toss this one. Next, I have a contour stick, and this is from Fenty Beauty. This is in the shade Amber, and I'm actually wearing it today. I love this thing. I just recently got this, but it is so pretty. I really, really like how it applies to the skin. And again, I'm not huge on cream products, but this is good, guys. I'm loving this cream product, and that's why I want to try more cream products this year, because I think it's just the ones that I've tried I haven't been blown away with, but some of these that I have tried recently have been so good that I'm like, okay, I need to keep my eyes out for good cream products. Let me like shear this out for you guys to show you like what it looks like, because I know that looks dark, but once you like look at that, that is so beautiful. I absolutely love this, and I definitely will be keeping it. Next, I have the e.l.f. bronzer palette. Basically like the blush palette, but this is the bronzed one in Bronzed Beauty. And this, for the price range, is honestly a very good product. There is nothing wrong with this. Just like the blush palette, it's just, I don't grab for it. Again, I don't know what it is. I just feel like if I grab for a bronzer, I know which bronzer I'm going to grab for. So honestly, a part of me thinks I can declutter most of these, but at the same time, I want variety and options, so I'm very torn. I'm again going to put this to the side because I think I might be keeping this, but I'm going to put it in the maybe category. Next, I have this one from Shop Miss A. This is the bronzer in Malibu Glitz. It's not my favorite, but it was $1, so I don't really expect much from this one. It's not a bad bronzer. I am going to keep it and keep trying it out a little bit more because I've only used it like twice as of right now. So I do want to give it a couple more tries and see how I really feel about it. But for $1, I'm not mad. And then I have this little one from Nomad Cosmetics, and this one is in the shade Manly Beach. And that's what this one looks like. This one I do enjoy. I think it's pretty nice. It's right here. It gives you that sun-kissed look that I enjoy, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm going to be keeping that one. And last but not least, we have my all-time favorite bronzer, and that is the Ace Beautē Bronzed in Paradise palette. This thing is amazing. I love this so much. It was in my 2020 favorites video. This is so good. Honestly, I love every single shade except for the darkest one. It's too dark for me, unfortunately. It's just so beautiful. Every single shade, again, except for that darkest one, I love so much. It's honestly what I wear almost every single day. I have it on top of the Amber contour stick today. It's beautiful. I love it so much. I look so radiant in it. It makes me feel confident. And this is the palette that makes me want to get more into bronzer. Like 2021, I want this year to be the year of bronzer for me. I want to find palettes or just single bronzers that make my heart feel as happy as this palette does. I just love it so much, and honestly, I wear it basically every single day. It's what I have on pretty much every video. I can't say enough great things about it. My sister actually gave this to me. She got it in a BoxyCharm 1 month, and she doesn't use bronzer, so she told me she wasn't going to use it. So she gave it to me, and I am so thankful that she did. But I did look it up multiple times because I put it in my description box like every single video. And it does retail for $30, which does seem kind of high. But honestly, with the amount that I use this and how much I love it, I tell you, it is worth every penny, and I would repurchase this if I didn't have it in my collection, but it's not going anywhere, so I don't have to. So moving back to the maybe pile, which has the e.l.f. palette, and I do enjoy this from time to time, and I'm gonna make myself use it more. Now that I've done the decluttering, I am going to put everything back more organized, and I will know what I have in my collection and be able to use it more often than not. So I am going to keep this, and I feel pretty confident about keeping it. I feel pretty good about it because I did still get rid of the 2 that I wanted to. I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm pretty happy with how my collection is looking so far. So that's about it, guys. I think we started with 7, and we now have 5. 5 is not bad. I'm pretty happy with that. I think my collection is looking a little bit better. The blushes is still a lot, but I do think we condensed it a little bit, and I'm happy with that. So I think that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this little part of my series. I will come back next week with another part, so please stay tuned for that. But I hope you guys had fun. I hope you have a wonderful day, and stay beautiful. Mwah.